Hey y'all, welcome to YOLO with ToLo. How y'all doing? Okay. I'm hoping that this will work today. We've been having some audio issues. Well, a lot of people have on their Facebook Lives. So this is episode 49. This week we're talking about staying the course. See Lonnell's watching. Let's see if I can add boo thing on it. Let's see. We have any audio issues. But anyway, hope y'all doing well. Hey. Can you hear me?
Are we echoing?
You sound good. No, you sound good on my end. What about you?
I think so. I think we might be in business.
Yeah, what's up?
What is up with that? But okay, it's all good.
It's all good. Anyway, how are you doing? Episode 49, y'all. Welcome. We're talking about staying the course. Whatever course your course is, whatever your path is.
Whatever your course is, darling.
So Kevin is in San Jose, and he's going to be producing today.
Hey, Kevin.
And where are you? You're in Chicago, right?
I'm in Chicago.
I'm home. So nice to be home.
Must
Yeah, it's so nice to be home after traveling so much.
How long are you home?
No, right? Let's see. So I just did my East Coast tour. I went to New York twice, Florida, DC. I'm back here for
Boston.
Boston. Oh yeah, huh? Oh dang. Yeah, you're keeping my travels in check. And then soon. I haven't booked the tickets yet, but in July I'll be headed to Mexico, going to Mexico City, Tulum, Cancun, 2 weddings, seeing friends. Nice. And then I have some speaking gigs and other stuff that's taking me, around about. But you know what I'm excited about is I'll be going to Asia for the first time. Can you believe I've traveled all around the world except for Asia?
Wow. What part of it you go to, Vietnam or?
So Vietnam. I'm working on this project that I can't talk about yet, but yeah, it looks like I'll be going there to Vietnam for this amazing project. But I'll share more later. But yeah, so Vietnam. I'll also probably go to like Cambodia, Thailand, Laos. Have you been?
I've been to Vietnam. I've never been to Cambodia or Laos, so
okay.
I have checked those out.
Yeah.
So I got more destinations to tick off.
Right. I definitely want to go to. One day I want to see like the Great Wall, and I want to see Tokyo too. But can you believe I've done like a lot of South America, a whole lot of Europe, UK, like a bunch of places, but I don't know. I don't know why. Just my travels never took me there. I knew they would at the right time. Right. And I feel like this is going to be the right time for me.
Good.
So anyway, what's up with you? What's going on?
Nothing. I went and was in Las Vegas last weekend, and I had a blast, which I didn't think I would have a blast, but.
With Miss Janet?
Yes, I went to see Janet Jackson's Metamorphosis,
nice.
Which was awesome. Oh my God, the whole show was so great.
Right.
And some friends and I went, and then I ended up running into some family members who were there. I ran into other people from Atlanta that were in town. It was just great. Vegas is such a trash box, though, but I love it.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, I should say the Strip, because there's the Strip and then there's the city.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But all that trash on the Strip, I was like, ciao. But it was, but I loved it. I had a lot of fun, and I appreciated it for what it was, and then moved right on.
Yeah, for me, I like to dip in because I'm going to Vegas for a speaking gig later this year too. But for me, I like to dip in, see some shows, see a couple friends, and then go outside of it because they actually have a lot of good Asian food there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But Janet Jackson's at 52 and she still got moves, right?
She can still move. I was like, girl, you're making me exhausted. And it's so funny because the night I was there, Beyonce was there.
What?
I said that when I was at the show, Beyonce was at the concert.
I know. No. I'm saying what? She was there. Was she at the concert or was she?
She was at the concert. She was sitting out in the audience with Kelly Rowland, and I was like, oh my God, how cool!
Did you see her or no?
Yeah, she was literally sitting behind me, not like right behind me, but she was back.
Okay.
But yeah, just directly behind. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, she was behind you? She wasn't closer up to the front?
No, because she was sitting in like a little box. They have these like VIP boxes that are like halfway back in the arena, so that she can kind of sit in a private little box. But it was really cool. Wow, and then my friends ran into her at lunch the next day with her, Jay-Z, and the kids. They were at their kids. They stayed in Vegas the next day and were having lunch. So I was like, oh, how cool was that?
Oh, I love me some Beyonce and Janet Jackson. So how was it like? Give me a quick rundown.
It was her stage. I love the stage because there was like so much going on. It was like the stage itself was a show.
Yeah.
And she did a lot of songs that were not hits, you know, fan favorites, definitely. So a lot of different things and a lot of B-sides that she hadn't performed before. So that part was fun too. There was still enough hits in there, but it was like she really tailored it just for like her fans. So it was really good. It was excellent.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you met her before back in the day, right?
Mm-hmm. A few times, but yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so she's still got the moves. It's not like, I'm sorry to say I love Madonna, but like she's, you know, and she's amazing for what it's worth now, but
yeah.
But she like that. I remember one of the halftime games. I was like, ooh.
So
I love Madge.
But yeah, now Janet's not doing like full on choreography the whole show. She's got young people in the back of her for that. But yeah, she will give you a fierce 8 count, and she's still sticking all those moves. I was like, wow.
Okay.
But no, it was just really well done, really well done. And I couldn't believe she said it all. She said that they put that together in 5 weeks. I was like, girl, what?
Wow.
So
wow.
It was pretty amazing.
Wow. I'm sure she like sat on her ass for a minute and be like, let me take a break and I'll never fall in love with you again. And then like, that's one of the songs where she can sit and chill, right?
Right. So she's like, okay, let me sit down. But no, it was good. It was really, really good.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait to watch her. I love her. The last one I watched, the last live concert I watched was Adele. And that was amazing.
Oh, I love Adele.
It's a treat. And all she is sitting there with her microphone. Nothing fancy, which I love. Yeah, she is a legend for sure. Anyway, so I'll tell you in the first, I'll tell you what I've been up to in the first segment. Can you believe these are so crisp?
Yes. Clean. It annoys me every week. It's like,
hot
because
topic,
mine would just be rattled up, tattered. But anyway, yeah. The fact that you just kept them that pristine just annoys me. But go
Wait, Kevin says Janet Jackson didn't have any wardrobe malfunctions?
No wardrobe malfunctions. And covered from head to toe. But lots of costume changes, but no malfunctions.
Okay. So awesome. I'd love to be backstage for one of those concerts, you know? Hey, Kala. Kala, actually, a good friend of mine, my soul sister, she won a trip to go see Pink. How amazing is that?
I love
Pink. And Pink be breaking out the acrobatics.
Scaling the sides of buildings.
Yeah, right? So you get a little bit of Cirque du Soleil up in there. That's awesome. So yesterday, Kevin and I had an awesome day. I don't know why I do that, but it's kind of fun. But we had an awesome night. We got to see a preview of Ali Wong, the comedian, her new movie that she co-wrote with Randall. I can't talk right now. Randall Park. So excited about the show, the movie. I can't talk. But anyway, they gave us a pre-showing, and Randall Park, as y'all know, he plays the main character in Fresh Off the Boat. And so anyway, they were friends. They wrote this amazing rom-com. Basically, it's about they were childhood friends back in the day. Set in San Francisco. Sasha becomes like this big famous chef, and Marcus, the guy that was her best friend and her love interest earlier on, and then I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers, but Marcus, they reunite later when she comes from LA to San Francisco to open up her second restaurant. And there was like there's a lot of twists and turns, but it was just so beautiful for me to see, honestly, like Asian faces on the big screen, because it's just so rare. You know, the last one we saw was there was a lot of hoopla about it, and then we haven't heard anything else about other movies. But Crazy Rich Asians was the last one. But it's just nice to see, and it's so nice to see that, you know, like Asian people making out. I just thought,
that's how they
right?
Yeah, come on, people, give me a freaking break. Yeah, it's yeah. I'm glad. I'm looking for. You and I were talking about it offline beforehand, but I'm looking forward to seeing it, and I'm glad that even though it may not be a major feature release, that we're not waiting another 25 years like we did from Joy Luck Club to Crazy Rich Asians. So it's like, no, we don't. We need to see these stories, and that's what I love about Netflix, is that they are bringing so many of these stories that the mainstream Hollywood machine would not necessarily always, take a bet on, because it's not safe, because it doesn't, it's not Liz Taylor as Cleopatra or some whitewash crap like that.
Yeah, or some white person playing an Asian person.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, so what was so lovely about it was a lot of things. It was very, to me, relatable, because, I mean, I live in San Francisco, but just my upbringing, and to see people that look like me, and little, little things that they would do, like take off the shoes and, before they go into the house, and conversations and little connections that they had with their parents. And it was really charming. And for me, some of the takeaways was really, today we're talking about, staying the course. And it talks about how, Sasha becomes this like celebrity chef, and the other guy becomes the musician Marcus guy, because, stays, he's like smoking pot, lives with his parents at home.
Right.
Still has his band from back in the day. And so it was a nice balance of her trying to pull him this way and him keeping her grounded. So there is something to say about, the theme of, following your truth, not being afraid of change, so that, because your truth is still embedded deep within, but you still, the blossoms, like the root, it's rooted, but just like a plant, a flower, it blossoms open. And it was just interesting to like you and I have been in and around and know celebrities and things like that, but it's just to not be a part of that spectacle, but also remain grounded, but know when to dip in and out, and I thought it was really special.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. So it's basically, they gave us a preview yesterday. Thank you, Netflix, and the Asian American Journalists Association, NIW group helped put that together. But that was awesome. And the cool thing is that at the end, after the credits, the director and Ali Wong and Randall came out, and they did a Q&A.
That's always fun. I'm glad to just see, like what Vera says on here, what she said earlier was like that. I'm just glad to see that the culture is being brought to the screen. And that is like, so that's what I'm looking forward to. And I can just hear like all the media comparisons between that and Crazy Rich Asians, even though they sound like the same genre, but that seems to be about it. But it's just absolutely. Like that whole,
I mean, that's like all the time. That's like comparing, like, okay, so there's daytime talk, so you have Oprah and Ellen, right? But that's two totally different apples and oranges. You can't really compare. Right. And I likened it to that too. I mean, I loved Crazy Rich Asians. I watched a pre-screen of it too, and then I actually went out and watched it and wanted to pay money to see it in the box office to be a part of it.
And I did twice.
Oh, you did? Oh, hey, I didn't know you watched it twice.
I did watch it twice.
Wait, did you cry?
Did I cry?
Did you cry in it? Do you remember?
I don't know if I'm ready to admit that on.
I'm gonna admit it.
It was very emotional. It was very touching, even for a cynic like me.
Wait, hey, have you watched on Facebook Watch? There's a Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith. Mm-hmm. We've talked about it, but she's talked about like being addicted to porn and stuff. I was like, dang, with her daughter and her mom, and I was, and then Willow's talking about
she's living the truth, her truth.
Right. So anyway, so you can talk about whether or not you cried in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah. I mean, the first time I think I may have shed a little bit of a tear. Yeah. But it was very touching. It was very beautiful.
Yeah. So it was awesome. So my question that I asked her was, I was like, first and foremost, your fashion was on point. When you watched that, I was like, oh my God, the outfits that she had on were amazing. She even had this like black monastic jacket looking thing that I actually had as well. But anyway, it was funny because I got up and I was like, so first and foremost, who dressed you? Because your fashion was on point. And then she was like, well, your fashion pretty good too. I was like, she sees me. No. So I had a little fangirl moment there. But then I asked her as a joke, I was like, so who is the better kisser? Because she kissed Daniel Day Kim, Randall Park, and then and also Keanu Reeves, because he showed up in the movie. Yeah, no spoilers for anybody. But anyway, I was like, so who was the best kisser? But Randall's sitting next to her. She's not gonna say anything. But anyway, no. But honestly, I had asked her this question that we're talking about today. I was like, okay, so all three of you guys are successful, in the public eye and all that, and famous, and And I said, can you talk about a time when you felt so challenged that you either wanted to give up or talk about some challenges? Because this is a room full of young, journalists and other people in the media. And so she answered it really eloquently. I mean, first of all, they were stumped. I was like, yes, good question. But she basically was like, you know what? Like, all of us have, well, she didn't say all of us, but she was, if that thing inside you is burning so badly that you can't not do it,
yeah,
then you have to follow that thing. And that's what we're talking about today. So in segment 2, the hump, let's talk a little bit about any sort of life lessons or staying the course experiences that you've had. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer, and thank you for the kind words. She just sent me something lovely. She said the lighting and that it looks good today. Well, thank you.
Oh, hey, thank you. So glad to catch you this week. Good to see you too.
Oh my God, okay. My whole life is about staying the course.
Me too. Yeah.
But I think it's a process to get there, because sometimes you invest in these dreams, or if you're willing to invest. The first step is having the courage to take the step to invest. But you just have to stay the course. It's what I know, because like, as long as I'm breathing and I'm getting up and I've got purpose, I've got to do something today. I need to move in that direction today. And it's not always, it doesn't happen every day. I mean, as far as getting that traction or that movement happening.
Yes.
But it is something that for me each day I have to, with whatever I'm working on. And again, for me, I have to be cautious about what I give voice to publicly, because I'm kind of one of those people that, I don't know, I work and dream in silence, kind of, and then you'll suddenly see, but people are always asking, well, what are you doing next? What are you working on? What's going on? But it's like, I'm just kind of, and that's just a personal thing for me. I just have to be careful. I love when Brene Brown said, you only share your story with those who have earned the right to hear it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So,
yes, I love that.
I think about that when I'm, because everybody's not about supporting you. Like,
exactly. And to that point, Kala here says, surround yourself with a supported tribe. You know what, girl, you're like reading my mind, because that was exactly what I was about to say.
You're on the tribe. Is
right?
It
exactly.
Halo?
There are people like me, you, Kala, Kevin, like, and you and Rich, and like, there's certain people who you can talk to about your dreams. Rich says, don't want to jinx it, but talk to about your dreams and hopes, and be totally unabashed, right? And Colin and I have dream sessions all the time. Kevin and I do. You and I talk about stuff, but you can't just talk about that to everybody. And that's the same thing with spirituality. Like, I don't break out and be like, hey, what do you do to remember your spirit? Or like, right? Or what is your spiritual practice? Like, not everybody's there, and that's okay. It's not like we're saying that one person or one path is better than the other. We're all on our own different paths. But having a tribe that holds you accountable is really important. And Colin and I just had this conversation, and Kevin and I just had this conversation of, when do you know, like, when to balance it out and when to pivot and what feels natural and right. And one of the things that I do, I've talked about it in the past, and I'm actually up for another session now with two of my other friends, Keely and Kate, is we have every 6 months we have these like spiritual kind of catch-up sets where we check in with one another. It's kind of like a check-in session, like every 6 months. Okay, what are we doing right? What's aligned and what is not aligned, and what did we hope for and wish for, and what manifested and what didn't, and even the things that didn't, do we still want them to manifest? Because we change so much. Like, you and I are totally different people now, and we've been doing this for over a year,
right?
And we're different than who we were last year. So it's okay to do that. So I would love to chat about like what surrendering versus giving up to you means, and to you guys too at home.
Yeah, definitely. And there is a huge difference, I believe, between surrender, meaning, give yourself over to the process and to be open to the flow and to the adventure of it, and giving up. Like, okay, well, this is not coming to fruition as quickly or in the way that I plan to, so screw it. And it's, you have to give yourself permission to let your dream evolve, because maybe you are moving in a direction, but you think that this is the end goal that you want. But halfway there, maybe there's a lesson in that process you're supposed to get.
Yeah.
But the actual dream might be a pivot. Now, how do you know when to do that? That's your internal compass.
Yes, your GPS.
Yeah, your internal GPS is going to tell you when you've had enough. But if you are pushing back and giving up or surrender or letting go because you are just frustrated that things are not happening and you're not actually listening and looking for and valuing the lessons that come along with the process, then that's a different energy than just being pissed off because it hasn't happened yet. Because I don't have this new Lamborghini and I put this on my vision board 16 years ago. And so now, God, what's the problem? Well, maybe your bitterness for one. So, you know.
And a lot of us block that too. I think so many people block the stuff. I mean, I know people who are like, oh, I believe. And then they kind of believe, but they're like, but just, and then, but you can't kind of believe. It's like kind of being pregnant, right? I mean, you just, I want to get to a couple of these awesome, so many people are chiming in today. It's awesome. Good to see you guys. Okay, so Charity says, stay the course, don't resist. Speak life, capital L-I-F-E. Believe and surrender. Oh, okay, we talked about that.
Yes,
girl.
and Tina, hey, Tina, that must be my girl from years ago. Mom told me to dream big and move in silence. Mom was right, girl.
Ooh, okay.
And move in silence and let these
That's a wise mom, right?
But yeah, you're right. Mom was right, Tina.
Okay, always listen to mom. Okay, so Jennifer says, I'm learning that myself. I'm more private every day because their fear can be contagious. Ooh, that's good.
And it's true. And that's exactly the point. It's because when you share your dream, especially with someone who hasn't earned the right to hear it, then what happens? They try to sabotage that.
Good. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then they start putting a whole different energy. And before you know it, child, you're like drunk and strung out. And you're like, well, what happened?
But you know, okay, so for example, talking about earning it, like, I believe that you do earn people's respect and earn information sharing. To me is very important, right? And you and I can trust each other with certain things we haven't shared publicly, for example.
Right.
There's people you could do that with, right? And so when you told me and I saw the photos of you meeting Michelle Obama, I wasn't jealous, like, you know, there's people that are like that. Frankly, you know, I felt like I met her myself. I was like, I can't wait to hear. You know,
that is the main. That's the main thing. It's like, if you cannot root for someone's rise, if you can't be happy for someone else's blessing, then you're only going to block your own. I say that all the time. All the time. And even sometimes the universe may check me and be like, oh, really? Okay. Are you really happy for this person that's doing what you want to do right now? And I'm just like, well, yeah, I am. And then, but sometimes you have to check yourself, like, well, are you really? And if you do have any of those kind of feelings of resentment or tinge of jealousy, acknowledge them and then move on. But you gotta be in control of the energy and what you let take control. But yeah, absolutely. If you can't root for someone else's rise, then you're only gonna block your own blessings. And I've learned that over again.
That is a tweetable. Okay, so Charity says, yes, Miss Winfrey, Oprah, likes to say, quote, surround yourself only with people that will lift you higher. I love that. That's one of my favorite quotes from Oprah. Yeah. That's so true.
So true. And your tribe just has to be, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be huge. Yeah. I always go back to the very first time that I met Oprah in Chicago. And afterwards we were talking and she was saying how she had 3 people in the world that she could trust. And I remember leaving that thinking, you're like one of the most beloved people in the world. What do you mean you only have 3 people in this world that you could trust? And later, like a year into the visibility of our connection, I realized exactly what she was talking about. And you really only need 1. So, but the tribe is important.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Right. That's a blessing. I mean, you're lucky. But I say that to say that, you know, everyone's just not entitled to your space, to your intimate space. They're just not.
Exactly. Yep. Amen to that. So Rich here says, you have to write your own story and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, it's your story. That's so true. And, you know, going back to this movie, for those of you guys that are just joining us, I talked about how Ali Wong just has a new Netflix special now. And Randall Park, they co-wrote it, called Always Be My Maybe. And they do talk about this, what Rich is talking about here, that, you know, you write your own story, you create what you want, but don't be afraid of bringing out that truth.
Right.
Because a lot of us, because of what's happened, what I call as little boy or little girl that was told, you know, you're too ugly, you're too fat, you're stupid, you can't sing, whatever that is. Like, you know, we then kind of cocoon or go.
Right, we start believing that crap. We buy into it. It's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yes. But it's when you surrender, Rich says, continuing here, it's when you surrender to a higher power that the magic seems to happen. And that is so true. But the surrendering is the hardest thing to do. What do you guys do at home? And what do you do, Lonnell, to surrender?
Yeah, that is hard. Because sometimes, sometimes it's a nonstop effort, especially when the universe is trying to teach me a lesson that I'm not trying to hear, or I'm not trying to get the way that the universe is trying to teach it to me.
It's not what you want to hear. Yeah.
No, or you know, I want this, and I want it like that. And the universe is like, no, we're gonna do it this way. And I'm like, no, girlfriend, we're gonna do it this way. This is the right way. And she's like, okay, well, when you've had enough, and you want to take that long route. So sometimes it is just harder to just be still and because when your ego wants something. And you want it a certain way, or you think you want something. Yeah. Because usually when you really, really desire something and you're met with that much resistance, in the end, you probably didn't need it anyway. And you usually will learn that, and hopefully not the hard way. But yeah, I'm a big believer in trying to, but it's a process in surrendering. It's a process. It's not just something like, oh, okay, Miss Universe, tell me what's next? Yeah, right. I'm like, girl, I mean, there have been many times I'm not trying to hear that spiritual nonsense right now, girl. What I want is that.
But isn't it funny that it's always when things are going bad that you're just like, don't try to get spiritual on me right now. Right. But that's when you need it the most, you know?
The time you need it the most, right? It's like, oh, nobody's trying to hear that right now, right? Exactly.
Okay. So Charity, I love how, I haven't even seen Charity's comment here, but it looks like now, scanning it looks like it's exactly where we're in a conversation here. Surrender is, quote, letting go without attachment to the outcome of it. It isn't giving up. It just means that you're not attached to the outcome.
To the outcome. That's true.
That's so good.
That is true.
That's so good.
And when you can do that, then you really do have the ultimate control. You're absolutely right, Charity. You've got to disassociate your attachment to the outcome.
Yes. Yeah. And that's called being in the flow.
That's in the flow.
You're in the flow.
And we always know the sweet spot is really the journey. It's not the destination. Yeah. It's the journey.
Yeah. Because isn't that the truth? So think about, like, I know people, and even in my case, being a TV reporter, and I wanted to host a show on PBS, I wanted to teach at a university, and I've done all that. But it's like, you never sort of arrive, you know? And I've told this story before, and I'll tell it again in case y'all didn't watch the previous episode when I said this. But there's 3 people in the last, like, in 1 month that had to ask me the same question. And they were like, so I wanted to ask you, you seem like you have it figured out professionally. And I was like, you know what? I do have it figured out. What I figured out is that we never figure it out. You know? Right?
You're always figuring it out, right? You never get there.
And that's the truth, right? So Rich here says, you can put your dreams on hold for the roof over your head and food in your mouth, but never give up on your dreams. Yes. I mean, I believe that too. I believe that, you know what? If you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your bills, do your day job, and then always still make time to do you and do things that really excite you. And it doesn't even have to be your profession. You don't even have to get paid for it. But if that's the way you want to move and you want to do that full time, then you got to put in the time and put in the work and do, if you want to bake cupcakes, you got to be baking every day or once a week or something and keeping up the practice. You know, there's an interview that I did with Kelly and Juliet Starrett. They're like the people that own the CrossFit box that I joined, that I am a part of. And they, you know, they're like, yeah, you know, when people like read about them or see them in magazines and stuff, yes, they've achieved a lot, right, in the fitness world. But they're like, it's sort of like the American Idol phenomenon. Like, it's, you know, people think, oh, it's overnight, you know, and it isn't. They didn't see them waking up at 4 a.m. training people.
The thousands of hours that they put in,
yes,
long before anybody even knew their name, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, you got to, I mean, really, the magic is in that consistency. Yeah. Continue producing, continue whatever you need to produce or do or whatever to make you better and stronger. And it's a process of learning about it that's really amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Gosh, there's so many comments, so many awesome comments here. It says, Charity says, when you want it so bad, you're actually radiating and communicating to the universe that you don't have it, thus reaffirming the lack of it. What you radiate, you actually attract and become.
You better preach, Charity. I'm like, girl, you better. That is so true. Yeah, and that's we've talked many times about the power of your language and your words.
Yes.
And the energy that you put forth. And when you're reaffirming that to the universe, this whole energy and spirit of lack, that's what you manifest.
That's what you get. Yeah, exactly. Instead, focus on what you do have, the things that you, not just physical things, but people in your life. And
I'm saying gratitude is the easiest and most simplest way, and to accelerate that process.
Yes, amen to that.
5 things a day. Try to do 10 that you're grateful for.
On to the next segment. Segment 3. Y'all been talking to us, so let's continue this love fest here. So Rich says, remember, it isn't a no. It could be not now, or I have something better in mind. I believe that's good.
Because God can always dream a bigger dream.
Bigger dream, yes. That's one of my other favorite Oprah quotes. Okay, so question that we had was, how do you know when to fold or to give up on your perceived dreams?
Wow.
Ooh.
How do you know when to fold? I would say,
that's good.
If you shouldn't fold on a dream. Now, so like what I was saying earlier, the dream may evolve, the dream may pivot, but if you are to a point where you're folding on a dream, you need to ask yourself, whose dream was it to begin with? Is it the dream that your parents had for you that you were trying to do? Is it the dream that society says you should have? Because if it's your internal, spiritual, God-given dream, your destiny is to manifest that. So if it's time to fold on a dream, it's probably not your dream. That's my belief.
Amen to that. Tina here, she said never.
Never.
So one of my favorite quotes is from Paulo Coelho, who wrote The Alchemist. If y'all haven't read The Alchemist, one of my favorite books of all time, and there's a lot of spiritual gems in there. And so he talks about how, like, when many people are about to give up on their dream, that's when things are just going to happen. When the universe tests you that one last time. And I believe that. And he is the author that has the only living author that has the most books published in different languages. I mean, like, that book is phenomenal and amazing, and has gone far and wide spiritually, not just like touching people, but just like elevating our spirits. Right. Amazing book. And he said that he had published, the first publisher published the book. He sold 1 copy. 6 months later, the same person bought the other copy, so he sold 2 copies in 6 months. His publisher said, bye, Felicia. Said they're done with him. So then something tells him to, like, go to the biggest publisher in Brazil. He's Brazilian. Knocks on the door. The publisher, the creator of publisher, main person, happens to be there. Right? Opens the door. He's like, my book didn't make it. I got dumped by my publisher, but I really believe in the message that we all have a legend to fulfill. And so the publisher reads it and says, yes, I'll publish it. Right? And then eventually, voila, he's like Paulo Coelho. Yeah. Right? Amazing.
But yeah. But he didn't give. But he knew that was his dream. So it's like, you still have to continue to push for it. But if it's time to fold and you're thinking about giving up on it, you need to reevaluate the dream to begin with.
Oh, that's so good. Amen to that. I believe that. I concur. Charity says, right, find your flow and stay there. That's where the miracles occur. But it's easier. I agree with that. But trust me, you and I have both been to this place where it's like, there was a time when I admitted, I remember writing in this blog, when I was sharing I was being featured in something, and then they had asked me, like, the podcaster asked me, what was your most difficult or challenging time, whatever. And I was like, after I left TV reporting and started my nonprofit and started doing this other stuff, motivational speaking, I had 80 cents in my account once. 80 cents.
I had negative 80 in mine once. So.
And I was like, Lord, baby Jesus. And I did say, you know, God, this, you know, I'm giving this to you, like, you know, to help me sort out. And I didn't worry about that anymore. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes things creep back in, but then you are present and aware of it. And then you practice, or you try to figure out, you practice the awareness and then figure out, okay, well, I gotta pay my bills. So how do I pay my bills to keep me going? Versus worrying about, because you can worry all you want. Those bills are not going to pay themselves.
Yeah, right. But you need to surrender to the bill thing as well. You can't be an enslaved to that too. I was in so much debt at one point in my life that I literally took my stack of bills and put them in the floor. Like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to pay these.
I love that story. Yeah, I love that story. Yeah.
But I'm surrendering that too. And slowly but surely they disappeared. They didn't disappear just like, you know, I didn't get up from them.
Come on, tell me how they disappeared. What?
They were gone. But they began to disappear because I shifted my energy towards it. Because when I was out shopping or when I was turning on the heat, I was grateful to have it, right? Yeah. So I was grateful to make the bill, but now I have a problem paying it. So I had to shift my whole energy around about those bills. So I had to turn that being overwhelmed to a sense of gratitude. Like, I'm grateful that these bills have afforded me such a wonderful lifestyle. So when I did that, it all started to shift.
Yeah, that's so amazing. I mean, that's like really alchemy, right? And you know, like you and I talk about too, the challenges in life, it's all here to teach us stuff. So when I go through big challenges, and you know, you and I talk about, you know, we've had debt, you know, have so many like deaths that we've, you know, encountered, breakups, whatever. It's just like, you know, it's I don't know how sometimes we're still standing, right? But you always know that you're gonna be all right.
You're gonna be all right. No matter what, you're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
So if you just hang in there, just persevere, you'll be all right.
Yeah. You're always going to be more than okay. And that's something that my friend and I, Lee, she's my spiritual friend I've known since I was a kid. She's always like, well, think about the time when you're in the deepest shit, you know, and then look, you got out of it.
Right. You made it. You made it.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, you made it. So Charity says, I was just talking about this the other day. Life truly responds to intention. In the midst of even personal challenges, I had to come to terms with this truth. You can only really attract what you are in harmony with. In the midst of chaos, resistance, etc., check your vibration and change your frequency. Dang, girl, do you want to come
here preaching today? Can you just go ahead and pass the collection plate? We're going to take up a collection for charity.
Okay, Charity, we love you.
But it's true, and it really is about being in harmony, and it really is just that simple, even though it's not simple. But it really is about being in that, and understanding your frequency and the vibration that you're functioning on. That is so key, and that's what I think a lot of people miss, because they don't necessarily pay attention to what they're giving their voice and their power to.
Yes, yes. So I mean, it's just like, think about, say your friend is looking for a job. I've had a friend who's like, I can't find a job. I can't find a place to live. Yeah, woe is me. And I'm like, well, if you are like negative like that, I could probably hook you up with a job, or maybe help give you a job. I mean, you know, right? But I don't know if I want that energy around me, right?
And if that's the way you feel, well, of course, that's what's manifest. That's what you're choosing to manifest. So you obviously enjoy that frustration. Yeah. Girl, have at it.
Yeah. Okay, I want to get to this question because we're running out of time soon. Okay. It says, how do you keep motivated doing your dream? Okay, so Kala said it earlier. Tribe somebody that you trust. To like, there's some days where I just do not see the light. You know, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. My bank account keeps dwindling. You know, and this dream did not make manifest. But then again, when you're thinking that, then guess what? Again, like Charity said, that's what you're not in harmony with.
Right. And for me, it's like when the dream just seems so far away, or it's, you know, it's like, well, how do you stay the course on that path when it's just frustrating, or it just seems so far away? My thing is just appreciate the baby steps, pay attention to them, and commit to them, and understand that you're making progress. Because sometimes it's just about that next step. What is the next right move? Okay, so if I move here, then okay, now what's the next right move? And what's the next right move? And before you do it, if you just keep following step by step, brick by brick, lay brick by brick, before you know it, you'll be at the dream. And so that's I think the biggest key, because sometimes the dream can be overwhelming because it just seems so
And the thing is, you gotta enjoy, like, you know, it sounds so cliche, enjoying the process, but you need to celebrate all those triumphs, all those things. And like I said earlier, it's like, you know, with my career path, how I wanted to be TV reporter and all this other stuff. How many people do you know that, like, okay, I became a doctor, okay, I became a lawyer, or I became an engineer or TV reporter, or, you know, whatever, fill in the blank. And then it's just like, they got there and they're like, oh, this is it? And what? So you're not even enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, right. Yeah, that's a shame, because you're really stealing away that those precious moments and that life.
Yeah, and you can't waste your time on doing that. You've got to find things that bring you joy. You just have to.
Yep. And Kevin says it right here too. He said that people who will speak to you honestly out of love.
Yeah.
Are you seeing these? Yeah. Are you seeing these, Lonnell?
Yep.
You see Jennifer's there?
Yeah, take a break and do something else for a minute. Sometimes
that's a good one.
I can see progress better from a distance or a break. Amen to that. That's a tweetable. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Sometimes you just got to breathe, child. Sometimes you just got to pull back.
And, you know, one time my friend was going through some marital problems, and I was just like, well, girl, if you don't know, don't do anything right now.
Right.
It's okay to be in the not knowingness.
Right.
It's all right. Just, you know, right? Timothy says, I like to use Post-it notes all over my house to remind me to be grateful for where I'm at. I like that one. Yeah.
I bet your house is littered with Post-it notes.
Right? But you know what the interesting thing is? So you know how I started like a Style Your Spirit segment where I give like advice on, and like the video has like a spiritual tip and an interior design tip. One of the tips that I have is very similar to Timothy's, is that I place things in my house that remind me to breathe. I have a diffuser here, right? I have a candle. I have Palo Santo sticks. I have incense, a little altar. So it just reminds me to breathe. And whichever way you do it, if you need to get it tattooed on your face, no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
So you better take some ginkgo biloba first before tattooing stuff on your face. Something.
You look like an emoji there. It was like. And then Charity. Okay, hold on. Let's see. And then Charity says, remember that baby steps are still steps. Keep stepping. You'll keep stepping. You'll get there.
That's you'll get there.
True. Think about this. It's big redwood tree. Anybody that built a big business or whatever that thing is, it all started with a seed, which is the thought, or that literal seed, and then it grows into a big tree, big redwood. Like, the magic is really, the manifestation and the magic is really in being present about those things.
Being fully.
For example, recently I wanted to really, and when I was in New York, I really wanted to meet, I don't know if y'all been heard of Apartment Therapy, but they're a really big interior design blog site with design tips. And I wanted to meet Maxwell, the owner, the creator of it. And I'm talking about like 17 million unique views a day, right? And I really wanted to meet him. And I spent some time, like literally something told me, right, Max? Because I was in New York. And then I was like, am I crazy? And I was like, okay. And so what do we do? We're taught to like, okay, who do you know that knows him? I was like, okay, LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn. I'm like, who do I know? And then something was like, no, email him directly. And I was like, Google Maxwell Gillingham Ryan, right? And then it was crazy. He responds, and he gives me a tour of the place.
Yeah, of course he did.
You know, but it was in it was what I'm saying is it was in those baby steps. If I were just to like really write out whatever email and send it, he probably wouldn't have responded. But because I took the time to be present and let the words flow, that made that connection.
Right. You know? And you listened to your spirit. When your spirit, gave you the desire, like I would love to meet him, you didn't shoot it down with fear because of like his stature.
Yeah.
You didn't shoot it down. It was like, no, I can do this. And you can. And you did.
Yep. Amen to that. Okay, so now something that we really got to try to manifest. Segment 4, digital detox.
I think I'm going to start drinking.
My thing actually just said earlier, it said, you've been on social media more than 3 hours, but you know, it's not fair because it counts. I was on the phone on WhatsApp or WhatsApping with a friend, you know, like video apping, whatever, for an hour, and they counted that. So I don't really, anyway.
Screen time. So, now you're telling them how they can tell you when you're going to have screen time.
Exactly.
What qualifies as
you know, because I'm writing my own story. No, but that doesn't count because literally I had her on the screen time thing, but I was like redoing, like fixing up my room and like, you know, decluttering stuff. And so, yeah, so that doesn't count, right? I mean, the phone was out just on the dresser drawer.
I don't know. It counts mine when I'm in the gym, and I, you know, if I'm listening to my music during my workout, it still counts it as screen time.
So you count that? You count that though, or what?
I let the system count it. Whatever Miss Siri or whoever is counting. I just try to work from that overall number and try to reduce it.
Okay. I gotta reduce it then. Anyway, so something interesting, Kevin, if you could post the link. Something very interesting. I had lunch with my friend Juliet Starrett, who I talked about earlier. We went on a hike and we talked about digital detox and our daughters and my nephew and niece are addicted, just like we are, all addicted to these tablets and such. And she says, you know what? Have you heard of the cookie lockbox? Have y'all heard about this
cookie lockbox? That sounds like something mother used to tell their daughters in the seventh grade.
There's a cookie lockbox. Anyway, I got a cookie here that my friend made, so it just gives me a piece to eat it. But no, but seriously, there's a cookie lockbox that you can Google cookie lockbox in Amazon that you can get sent to. That people have been putting their phones. The idea is you put your cookies in there or your sweets and you lock it up and you time it. There's like an 8-hour, you can time it for 8 hours, and you cannot open it unless you like get a sledgehammer and boom, break the box. So she was like, maybe I could get my daughters to put that in a box. We bought it. Maybe we need to start using it. And then maybe for emergencies, only she would have hers. Because the idea was that she was like, I don't let my kids sleep with my phone. I like to put the phone, I like them to put it on and charge on the kitchen island. But, you know, kids, they're sneaky.
Very.
Right? Yeah, middle of the night, all of a sudden, you know, they creep out to go get some cookies. Right? But this cookie lockbox, she was like, I think at 8 at night, I'm going to start, you know, forcing them to put their phones in the lockbox till they get up in the morning. But it's just like, and she and I were talking about this, like, oh my God, we've come to this now.
Yeah. That you got to pay, as expensive as the device is in the first place, now you've got to buy a lockbox to put it away because you can, yeah, okay. Capitalism at its finest. Wow. I mean, interesting concept. And I would, for parents who have kids that are addicted to their devices, I think that actually might be a wise investment, just because you know that they put it away. Like, you know, like you said, if you leave it on an island charger, they're sneaky. They might come in and do whatever. Mm-hmm. But if it's put away like that, then maybe so. I'm not going that route. I'm not. And, you know, if somebody wants to gift me one or they send me one, I might put it up there and set it for like 30 minutes. But
don't get you one. I know, right? But I was like, dang, that's crazy. But, you know, I did wake up this morning. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm not going to check my phone. I'm going to meditate first. And I checked my phone on the toilet. You know, I was like,
I've been there.
I know, but don't you hate that you get up and you're like wondering like if you got any messages or email? I don't know.
It's clearly an addiction. I think I've acknowledged that a long time ago. But yes.
Yeah.
It's what we need to work on. And we are working. We're working. We're trying.
Which maybe means we need to get off this call. Because this counts as screen time, right?
It does. It does count.
Anyway, our time is up anyway, boo. So it was good seeing your face. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Namaste. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for your comments. I got to go back and screenshot some of charity stuff because Miss Thing was preaching up here today.
I know, right? Preach it, sister. All right.
All right. Bye. Have a good one. Okay.
You too. See y'all later. Bye.